Um, I feel like there's two things I wanted to kind of speak to this morning. The first of which is yesterday I went to two workout classes with a friend, and I work out all the time, right? But I'm a creature of habit. I like to go to what is familiar, where I'm comfortable. And so my friend took me to these two random workout classes at this gym that he works out at. And the first one was like, it was called High Fitness, which I had no idea what that meant. And it's like Zumba on a lot of caffeine. And I am not a fast mover. Don't consider myself a dancer. I'm not super coordinated. And so there's this part of me that was like terrified. Like it starts and we're doing all these quick movements. And of course, I feel like I'm being like stared at because I don't know what I'm doing. Um, but it was just a reminder of like, this is how people feel whenever they're trying something new. This is a very familiar place for everyone. We've all been in that position where you're like, I don't know what I'm doing and I feel like I look stupid. And when I was able to let that go, like it was enjoyable. I haven't ever bounced around that much in my entire life. And I was like, my heart is like beating so fast. I don't do cardio. And I had so much fun doing something that was incredibly outside of my comfort zone. And it's taken me so long to get to that place where I will allow myself to be in that, just even the willingness to go to that class, because before yoga, I definitely wouldn't. I would only do the things that I was good at, things that I was already comfortable in. And this willingness to try something new, I think, really opens so many doors for us, because without that willingness, we're stuck in a very small box. And so I encourage you maybe this week to go do something that's like so incredibly out of your comfort zone. And yeah, those initial few moments and minutes, and maybe the whole time you're actually uncomfortable, but on the other side of it, there is this feeling that I think is really special, feeling of accomplishment and feeling like, okay, I'm capable of more than what I've given myself space and credit for. So that's the first little tidbit. Go do something that's uncomfortable. And then when I was thinking about, okay, what did I want to speak to this morning? What do I want to bring into the practice in terms of contemplation? And I came across this quote. It's by this guy named Tyler Henry, who's like known as like a medium for the celebrities, which is kind of silly. But this quote, I think, is really in alignment with what yoga is teaching us. It says, "Our egos are our beliefs about ourselves. It's an identity of our own creation and conditioning that doesn't reflect who we truly are as souls. Yet as human beings, our egos are developed from infancy and maintained throughout our lives. We think of our talents, abilities, and personalities as who we are, but these are all capabilities we have, not the defining features of our souls." And I think that's a really good reminder, because it's like, who you are is not a yoga person, someone who practices yoga, someone who's good at half moon or chaturanga. Like, who you are is much more than that and deeper than that. And it can be easy, even when we're in the space of yoga, to define ourselves by what we're capable of in our physical bodies. And so allowing that to be set aside today. It doesn't matter what you physically do on your yoga mat while we move throughout these 60 minutes. What is beneath that throughout the entire practice? So anyhow, those are a lot of random thoughts for 7 a.m., but we'll start in some meditation. So either finding a comfortable seat or lying down on your back body. Just take a moment to settle in. Give yourself a moment to fidget and adjust. Finding that comfortable shape that allows you to settle into the support of the earth. As you allow your eyes to close and your breath to deepen. Allowing your energy to focus in on this moment. You bring all of your attention, all of your awareness to your body and your breath. As you start to deepen your breath, allow your breath to reach wide in every direction. Expand into your front body, your back body, and your side bodies as you fill up. And then your exhale, really take your time, allow your breath as much time as it needs to empty out completely. Feeling that sense of release. So you empty all the way to the bottom. And taking a couple more rounds of expansive breath. Allowing time for some of the initial clutter from your mind to fade away. Once you've allowed some time for the clutter to fade, check in to see what's left. Maybe it's something as simple as something you've been wanting to try, but you've been intimidated about, afraid to do. Worried to feel new in something or look silly while you're doing something that's unfamiliar. Maybe whatever that is that's come up into your awareness, maybe you just make a gentle commitment to yourself to explore it, to take that first step towards signing up for that class or, whatever it is that you are seeking. Taking some step of action towards that this week. Maybe what came up for you as you continue to breathe, and as we were talking a moment ago, is this idea that your talents, your abilities, what your physical body is capable of isn't the truth of who you are. And allowing that to be embodied through your practice this morning and maybe the rest of your week. Maybe making a gentle commitment towards that intention of reaching deeper beneath the surface of the ego. But whatever intention you want to flow with this morning, bringing that up into your heart space. Go ahead and bring maybe one or both hands to your heart. Feel the beat of your heart in your chest. Feel the flow of your breath filling your lungs. And then as you're ready, we'll start with 3 rounds of cleansing breath, sealing in your individual intention. And take a big breath in through your nose. And then an open mouth exhale, let that breath go. And when you're ready, again, a deep breath in. Feel your intention, and then open mouth exhale, send it out. And just one more time, a deep, deep inhale. And one more cleansing exhale. Go ahead and seal your lips. Start to breathe through your nose, maybe activating your Ujjayi pranayama. And then slowly and gently find your way to your back body into a full body stretch. So you're going to reach your hands up overhead, just taking time to feel from your fingers to your toes. Maybe spread your fingers and your toes wide. Maybe circle your ankles, your wrists. And start to bring both of your knees into your body. Draw your thighs in close. Just take a nice full inhale as you rock from side to side. On exhale, go ahead and interlace your hands on your right shin. Let your left leg lengthen out across your yoga mat. As you pull your right thigh in close, let your tailbone extend forward. Breathe into your belly. Your next out breath, supine twist. Let your right knee reach across your body. And then release your right shoulder back towards the earth. Bring that rotation along the length of your spine. And take one more breath here. And then we're gonna roll into what I call a half fetal pose. So for the moment, keep your legs just as they are. You're gonna reach your left arm overhead towards the back of your yoga mat and start to roll into your left side body. So you're resting on your left ribs. Let your left ear rest into your left bicep. Let your hips tip over to the left side of the room so much that your right knee can rest onto the earth. Now from here, you can either stay as you are or bend your left heel to your seat and then reach your right hand down to catch your left foot for a thigh stretch. You might have to lift your chest for a moment to create that hand to foot connection, and then you can lower your left ear back down. You're just starting to open up through the front of your left hip and down through your left quadricep. Your collarbones open wide here. And pull your heel as closely to your seat as you want to increase the sensation. And just send one more deep inhale to your left thigh. Your exhale, you're going to release your left leg long. As you roll onto your back body, figure for your right ankle on your left thigh. So you should be set up to kind of roll into that shape that's pretty familiar, your figure four. Your left foot can stay on the earth, or you can bring that whole figure four to your body. Maybe reach your hands around your left hamstring. Then flex energy into your right ankle. Rock a little bit from side to side. Energize your right knee forward and away from your chest, and take one more breath here. And we'll find the same little progression on second side. So we'll start by sending our right leg forward out across the earth. As your right leg lengthens across your yoga mat, interlace your hands on your left shin and draw your thigh in close. Breathe length into your spine as you inhale. On your exhale, supine twist, left knee reaches over to the right. As you get heavy through your left shoulder, feel your left knee reach away from the midline. Take 2 cycles of breath. And then we're going to find that half fetal pose shape. So this time you're going to roll to your right side. You'll reach your right arm overhead so you can rest your right ear into your bicep. Let your left knee land on the earth. And an option to bend your right heel towards your seat, and maybe opposite hand catches opposite foot. So left hand grabs your right foot to create a thigh stretch. Maybe gently draw your navel to your spine, lengthen your tailbone forward to the front of your yoga mat to increase the depth of your stretch. Really deep breath in here. As you exhale out, take all the time you need to find your figure four, left ankle on your right thigh. No rush, just moving at the pace that feels good for you. We'll start to open up through our left hip, finding that external rotation. Again, your right foot can be on the ground, or you can reach around to grab your right hamstring. As you pull your left toes back to your left shin, feel how that creates energy along your entire left leg to deepen your stretch. Maybe rock from side to side as you take one more breath. And for our core connection today, we're going to send our left leg up to the ceiling and our right leg forward to a hover. So you create a big capital L with our leg. So left leg goes high, right leg hovers low. If you want a little bit less intensity in your core connection, you can also bend your right knee and place your right foot to the earth. So you have a little added support. Otherwise, right leg is long and hovering. You take your hands behind your head, elbows nice and wide, big breath in. On your exhale, pull your navel to your spine and float your head and shoulders off the earth so your chest is elevated. You're going to keep your left hand where it is. Reach your right hand up and overhead. On your inhale, start to lower your left leg any amount. So slow and strong left leg lowers. Maybe your left heel comes to tap your right toes. As you exhale, you're going to lift your left leg to the sky and reach your right hand up and across towards your left ankle. The same thing, as you inhale, left leg's going to lower, reach your right hand up and overhead, like that full body stretch, navel to spine. Slow and strong, exhale, left leg lifts. Reach your right hand up and across. I will take 3 more just like that. We inhale to open. Keep pulling your navel down. Exhale to lift without momentum. Left leg high, right hand reaches. That last 2, breathe in to open. And exhale to lift. Last one like this, breath in to open. Exhale, lift and reach across. Take an extra breath in. On your exhale, release, relax, knees to chest, let your head and shoulders drop back for a second. Then resetting for second side, you're going to reach your right leg to the sky, send your left leg forward to a hover, or again, you can bend your left knee and place your left foot to the ground. You might flex or point your feet just so there's energy moving through your legs. Big inhale. Navel pulls down, exhale, float your head and shoulders off the earth. Think about lifting your sternum up to the sky, and then reach your left hand overhead. Your inhale lowers your right leg super slow and strong. So use the entire breath in for your right leg to lower. Use the entire breath out to lift your right leg. Reach up and across. Left hand towards the outside of your right ankle. Going for 4, we inhale to open. Exhale, lift and reach across. Last 3, breath in to open, front ribs pull down. Exhale, lift up and across. Last 2, we inhale, open, keep pulling your navel down. Exhale, right leg lifts, left hand reaches across. I think we have 2 more. We inhale to open. Exhale, lift and reach. Last one, super slowly, use your entire inhale to open. Use your entire exhale to lift and reach. Hold for the extra breath, and if you lift your heart slightly higher, and then release, relax, knees to chest. Head and shoulders drop back. Take a really deep breath through your nose. And then open mouth, exhale, let it go. Awesome. Start to find your way up to your tabletop pose. So you can rock and roll a couple of times if you want. Make your way to all fours. Once you have your shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees, inhale to a cow shape. So start to lift your heart, lift your tailbone. Feel that stretch across your center. And then exhale, cat pose, round your spine, press through your hands. One more just like that. We inhale to cow, heart and tailbone lift. Pull your navel in, rib cage lifts forward. And exhale, cat pose, tuck through your tail, spread your shoulder blades, let your head hang. Shoulders out of ears. This time, inhale to your cow pose, lift through your heart, lift through your tailbone. And on your exhale, we're gonna go to puppy pose. Keep your hips stacked over your knees. Walk your hands forward and then dive your forehead or chest down to the earth. Continuing to open through your front body, through your heart space. Take one big breath in. One slow breath out. Let your hips get heavy towards your heels, so sink it back into a child's pose for a moment. Then slide forward through your tabletop pose, tuck your toes, downward facing dog, lift your hips up and back. Give yourself a breath or two just to check in here. Feel free to explore any movement. We reestablish that connection to Ujjayi Pranayama, that intentional inhale and exhale through your nose. And then with your next breath in, three-legged dog, right leg reaches to the sky. On your exhale, bring your knee towards your nose as you shift forward. Three-legged dog, big breath in. Your exhale, right knee goes towards your left tricep, cross underneath your body. Three-legged dog, big breath. As you breathe out, bend your knee and open your hips. You're in your half dog, that dog in a fire hydrant shape. Maybe draw one big circle in one direction with your right hip as you inhale. On your exhale, draw a big circle the opposite direction. Step your right foot forward to the top of your yoga mat. Maybe help it there. And then cow lunge, left knee hovers, breathe your heart forward. On your exhale, cat lunge, lengthen your legs, find your hamstring stretch. Next breath in, bend both of your knees, let your left knee lower to the ground. And take a twist, reach your right hand to the sky as you inhale. On your exhale, start to reach your right hand to the back of your yoga mat. Option to bend your left heel towards your seat. And if it's available, your right hand can catch your left foot, creating that same thigh stretch, just in a different orientation. You open up to the front of your left hip. Take a nice full inhale. On your exhale, as you release, right hand comes to frame your right foot. Tuck your back toes and lift your back knee. Step forward to a forward fold, left foot to the top. Soft through your knees, heavy through your head. Take a breath just to check in here. Maybe sway a little bit from side to side. Next, inhale, start to find your halfway lift. Feel free to keep some softness in your knees as you use your core to lengthen your spine. And exhale, forward fold. With a deep breath in, rise all the way to stand Urdhva Hastasana. And on your exhale, soften through your knees and hinge right back down to your forward fold. Yeah, good. Take a half lift on your inhale. And then find your high plank as you exhale. From your high plank, you start to shift forward with your next breath. Knees up or down, take all the time you need to lower to your belly. So elbows slide straight back. Quadriceps are engaged. Lower all the way down to the earth. As you untuck your toes, inhale to your low cobra using just the muscles along your spine. Lift through your heart. Your exhale, release back down to the ground. Good, inhale to your low or high cobra. So again, you can use just the muscles along your spine to lift. Or maybe use your hands to help lift you a little bit higher. And exhale to release. Final round is low cobra, high cobra, upward facing dog. Take a big breath in as you lift to whatever heart opening you want. And follow your exhale, downward facing dog, hips to the sky. And take a breath through your nose. And then exhale that breath out of your mouth. Inhale, reaches your left leg to the ceiling, three-legged. Exhale your left knee to your nose. As you shift forward, actively push down with your hands. Three-legged dog, slow inhale, lengthens you back. Exhale, left knee towards your right tricep, cross underneath, navel to spine. Three-legged dog, take another big breath in. And then bend your knee and open your hip. Using the strength of your left glute, draw one circle with your left knee, one big hip circle as you inhale. And then reverse that circle on your exhale. Once you've completed your circle, step your left foot forward to the top. Cow lunge, nice and simple. We inhale right into a hover, heart reaches forward. Your exhale takes you to your cat lunge, feel the extension through your legs and your spine. Think long from crown to tail. Breathe in to bend both of your knees. Right knee releases to the earth. We'll find our twist. Left hand reaches to the sky first. Spread your collarbones wide. And then swim your left hand back in space. So again, you can stay right here. You can bend your right heel towards your glute. Or you can bend and catch your foot with your left hand. You can allow your left knee to kind of spill open wide if you want to. So it's kind of more of that lizard lunge sensation. Or you can keep your left knee hugged into the midline. Those will be two slightly different sensations. So if you always let your left knee spill open, maybe see how it feels to use your strong inner left thigh and keep your left knee stacked over your ankle. And if you always keep your knee stacked, maybe let your left knee spill open just to explore. And one more big breath in here. As we release, we're going to make our way into our forward fold. Right foot will step to the top of your yoga mat. Right away, inhale to your halfway lift, lengthen your spine. And exhale to release. Breath in lifts you all the way to stand Urdhva Hastasana, big circle sweep. This time as you exhale, chair pose, bring your hands to heart center to start. So as you sink into your chair, let your hands come to your heart just so that you can work from the bottom up. So feel the four corners of your feet on the ground. It doesn't matter if your feet are together, if they're hips distance, if they're somewhere in between. And so find that firm foundation. Can you imagine the arches of your feet lifting up slightly? Press your heels down into the ground towards the top of your yoga mat to slide your sits bones slightly back. And once you've slid your sits bones back, think about the slightest tuck of your tailbone towards the earth. We're not actually tucking our pelvis, we're just trying to engage that lower part of our glutes. Yeah? And once you have that lower part of your seat active, you might sink a little bit lower, you might not. Front ribs hug in. Imagine you have a yoga block between your thighs to hug into. At the same time, imagine you have a resistance band around your thighs to press out into. So we have integration, we have this resistance, and our core is strong. From here, breathe your hands into your full chair, let your arms reach forward. If it feels a little sticky around your neck and shoulders, you can take your hands wider. Take a nice full inhale. On your exhale, sweep your right hand back in space into an open arm twist. Knees stay square, right hand reaches back. Big breath in brings you back to center chair pose. On your exhale, second side, left hand's gonna sweep back in space. Keep your knees nice and square using your core. And then inhale, chair pose. On your exhale for this round, just forward fold, let that go. Big breath in, lift up halfway. On your exhale, high plank, plant your hands and step your feet back. A little different here. We're going to take an inhale. On your exhale, keep your feet about hips distance apart. We're going to turn into a side plank. So keep your right hand on the earth. Turning to the left side of your yoga mat. Reach your left hand to the sky, side plank. And take a nice big breath in. Now listen, as you exhale, we're going to be switching to a left forearm plank, a left side forearm plank. So turning onto your toes. You're going to bring your left forearm down to the earth, parallel to the top of your yoga mat. Turn your toes to face the right side of your yoga mat. Reach your right hand to the sky. Take a nice big breath in, hips are high. On your exhale, your right hand's coming back to the earth, high plank pose. You're gonna press up to your right palm. Push up to your left palm, you're in a high plank. Shift it forward as you inhale. Chaturanga, lower halfway or all the way with exhale. Open your heart up, dog or cobra. And then downward facing dog, hips to the sky. From here, we're gonna inhale, lift your heels up high. On your exhale, bend your knees, step or hop to the top, forward fold. Take a halfway lift as you inhale. Excuse me. And on your exhale, forward fold. Rise up to stand with your breath, big circle sweep. And then into your chair pose, hands start at heart center. I chugged coffee right before this class. Probably shouldn't have done that. I'm like, oh, I feel it right in my chest. From your chair pose, inhale, reach your hands out. Utkatasana. Going to the left on your exhale, left hand sweeps back first this time. Your in-breath brings you to center chair pose. Exhale to second side, right hand sweeps back. Inhale, chair pose. Exhale, forward fold, release. Deep breath in, lift up halfway. As you breathe out, high plank pose, step it back. Bring your feet about hips distance apart for stability. Taking the second set of that same progression, strong through your thighs. We're going to go into the side plank. Left hand is your base. So turning to the right side, rotate your toes, reach your right hand to the ceiling. Push the earth away to pike your hips up to the ceiling. Collarbone stretch open across your chest. Take a big breath in. On your exhale, right side forearm plank. Bring your right forearm down to the earth as you turn onto your toes. Your right forearm's parallel to the top of your yoga mat as you continue to rotate to open to the left hand's going to the sky. Hips go high, take a nice full inhale. Stay as you exhale, pull your navel back to your spine. Get one more breath in here. Regular high plank as you exhale, left palm comes to the earth. As you turn onto your toes, press up to your right palm, big push. Then inhale, shift it forward. Exhale, chaturanga or downward facing dog. So feel free to skip the flow. Feel free to customize it. We'll meet in our downward facing dog. And from here, inhale, lift your heels up high. On your exhale, bend your knees. Step or hop to the top of your yoga mat. And take a halfway lift with your breath in. And exhale to forward fold. We'll rise all the way to stand Urdhva Hastasana with your inhale. Back into our chair pose, hands to heart as you exhale. Breathe your hands forward, Utkatasana. Open arm twist to the right hand sweeps back. We're going to pause here. So with your arms spread wide, you're going to lean your energy into your right foot. Your upper body's twisted to the right. Come onto your left tippy toes. Once you've transferred your energy to your right foot, we're going to go into a big balance challenge. Start to flamingo your left heel to your seat. Maybe focusing your gaze down at the earth, right? This is a tricky balance for our first standing balance in practice. Step your left foot back so you're in a twisted high crescent. Okay, lengthen out through your spine. Open arm twist to the right, high crescent lunge to your legs. As you inhale, exalt your crescent. Your left hand's gonna scoot to the sky. Right hand reaches towards your left hamstring. That front body open. On your exhale, you're gonna tap your left elbow to your right thigh. Reach your right hand to the sky. So it's like a little prayer twist tap. Left elbow to right thigh, right hand to the sky. As you breathe in, go back to your exalted crescent. Left hand scoops up to the ceiling. As you breathe out, this time bring your left hand all the way to the earth. Twisted low lunge. Left palm down, right hand high. If you need to adjust your left foot, you can. Big breath in. On your exhale, release your right hand to the earth on the inside of your right foot. Side angle, you're gonna spin your left heel to the ground. Right your left hand at the sky. If this is deeper than the side angle that you want to be in this moment, prop your right arm onto your right thigh. Now, wherever you are, extend your left hand overhead for your extended side angle. Long line of energy from left fingertips to left heel as you breathe in. And your exhale, wide-legged forward fold. All 10 toes with the long edge dive down. Use your inhale to lengthen halfway through your spine. On your exhale, bend into your left knee, side lunge. So really stretch your sits bones back in space. If you'd like to sink into Skandasana, feel free to lower your pelvis and flex your right toes actively to the sky. Go from here, low lunge to the back of your yoga mat. You're gonna pivot to frame your left foot. Release your right knee down to the ground. And your inhale, swing your left hand back into a twisted lunge. Maybe exhale your right heel to your seat for the thigh stretch. Maybe left hand catches your right foot for a breath. So we're just creating a little blueprint here for where we're headed in a moment. When you're ready to release your right foot, let your right foot go long. Tuck your right toes and lift your right knee. Gentle standing splits, lean into your left foot and send your right toes to the sky. Feel free to bend your left knee a little bit or a lot here. And then just like our half dog, we're gonna bend and open to the right hip. So that dog in a fire hydrant shape, but in our standing splits. As you draw your right heel to your left glute, option to tent your right fingertips on the earth. Maybe your left hand reaches up to catch your right foot. So opposite hand to opposite foot. Left hand catches right foot. Then use the strength of your right glute to lift your right knee. And pull your right heel in close. Big thigh stretch. Take your inhale. On your exhale, Shiva squat. As you release your foot, you're gonna bend both of your knees. Sink your booty down. Peek your heart forward. I'm like underneath my counter. Good. From here, standing splits. Take an inhale as you lengthen your right toes up to the sky. We'll take 2 more Shiva squats. Exhale, bend both of your knees. One-legged squat. Heart looks forward. Once more, we breathe in. Standing splits. Extend your legs. Exhale, Shiva squat and pausing at the bottom. Pause in your one-legged squat. Listen to your right toes back, so you're in your low lunge. Turning to the right through your wide-legged forward fold. Keep turning to the right, so you're in a low lunge facing the top of your yoga mat. Good. From here, left palm is going to be your base. Side plank, turning to the right. Step your right foot back. You can choose to stack your feet or stagger your feet this time. You can also choose to lift your right leg for extra challenge. Take a big breath in. Right side forearm plank. Bring your right forearm parallel to the top of your yoga mat. Use your core to slow down that transition. Tipping onto your right side forearm plank. Left hand goes to the sky. Again, if you want to lift your left leg for extra challenge, you can totally do that. Take a big breath in. On your exhale, listen, we're all going to lift our left leg. Step your left toes behind you, like a little kickstand. So in a forward wild thing, this might be less of a back bend. Your heart might still be kind of facing the side of your yoga mat. Reach your left hand overhead. Press down with your right forearm. Your right elbow is directly beneath your shoulder. Hips are high. Breathe into your left side body. Listen, strong core, we're going up to our high plank. So you're going to push onto your left palm. You step your left toes back, press onto your right palm. Here we go. Inhale, shift it forward. Exhale, chaturanga or downward facing dog. You decide what feels true for you. Okay. Deep breath through your nose. And open mouth, exhale, let it go. With inhale, lift your heels. Exhale, bend your knees, look forward, step or hop to the top. Take a halfway lift when you arrive. Follow your inhale to lengthen. Your exhale to forward fold. Rise all the way to stand with your breath, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hands to heart, chair pose, Utkatasana. With your breath in, reach your arms forward. As you breathe out, open arm twist to the left. Left hand is sweeping back. Externally rotate your left shoulder. So think about rotating your left bicep to face the left side of the room. Left thumb is to the sky. Keep your wings spread, engage your belly, and start to lean into your left foot. Come to your right to be toe. I personally like to look down at the ground for my drishti, my focus point for my gaze. Just helps with stability. Once you have your gaze focused, flamingo your right heel to your seat. Find that little hamstring curl. So in this twisted flamingo shape. Going as slowly and as controlled as you can. And step your right toes way back into a twisted crescent lunge. And open arm twist. Start to stack up tall through your spine. Good. Take an inhale. Starting to exalt your crescent. Right hand's gonna scoop to the ceiling. And as you exhale, that little elbow tap, right elbow to left thigh. Use your core to reach your left hand up to the sky. On your inhale, back to your exalted right hand reaches high again. Your exhale, twisted low lunge, right palm to the earth. Left hand to the ceiling. Full breath in. Wide-legged forward fold. Just for a moment, all 10 toes turn to the right. Dive down through center. Inhale to lift up halfway. Exhale bends you into your right knee. So again, you can be in your side lunge. Or option to sink your hips down into Skandasana. Press the pinky edge of your left foot to the wall behind you. From here, we're going to spin to our right, low lunge to face the back of your yoga mat. Lower your left knee to the ground. As you inhale, take a big circle sweep with your right arm to twist and reach back. Stay or find your thigh stretch, maybe left to the seat. Option for that hand to foot connection here. Again, this is making space for that standing splits variation if that's interesting for you to explore. One more breath in. You're ready to release. We're going to be lifting through our lifted low lunge into our standing split. So left toes tuck, left knee lifts. Lean into your right foot. Send your left toes to the sky, standing splits. Again, feel free to bend your right knee a lot here if you want to. Let your head relax. So to bend your left knee, open your left hip so that standing splits at a fire hydrant shape. If it's interesting, right hand can reach up to grab your left foot. If that initial hand-foot connection is challenging, you can bend your knees like you're sinking towards a Shiva squat, and then you can grab, catch, and lift. So here, pull your left heel in, but think also about using the energy of your left glute to lift your left knee to the sky. Take one more breath here, and then we have our 3 Shiva squats. Inhale is going to lengthen your left leg to the ceiling. Exhale, Shiva squat, bend through your knees. Peek your heart forward. Think about energetically lifting your heart off your right thigh. And then go again. Inhale, standing splits. Exhale, Shiva squat. And one more round, drive through your right heel. Inhale, standing splits. Exhale, Shiva squat and staying low. Pause here. Step your left foot to the back. Rotate to your left through your wide-legged forward fold. Keep going to the left, low lunge to the top of your yoga mat. From here, right palm is your base, side plank. You're opening up to the left side of the room. Any version of side plank. So again, you can stagger your feet, stack your feet, or lift your left leg. Take a nice full inhale here. On your exhale, left side forearm plank. And then start to use your core. So you're really trying to resist gravity. Bring your left forearm parallel to the top of your yoga mat. Open up to face the right side of the room. And any leg variations here, option to lift your right leg. Then we're all going to lift our right leg with an inhale. Forearm wild thing. Place your right toes to the earth as you exhale. So to breathe up to the sky. Press down with your left elbow, push through your right toes and the outside of your left foot. Nice full breath in. Here we go, high plank pose using your strong core. You're to press up to your high plank. With your inhale, shift it forward. Exhale, chaturanga or downward facing dog. Okay. From your downward facing dog, inhale your right leg to the sky. Exhale to bend your knee and open your hip. Take a big breath in, stepping your right foot forward on exhale. And lower your left knee down to the earth. Find your half splits or your full splits. So start to lengthen your right leg out. Fingertips or blocks your long spine. If you want to go towards your full splits, you're going to slide your right foot forward, making sure you stay square through your back hip. So it doesn't matter if you're in half or full. Think about pulling your right thigh bone back in space. Just square your pelvis. Left hip hugs forward. Yeah, so whether you're in here half or you're full, long through your spine, you can think about flexing your right toes to your face and then externally rotate your right leg. So it's like you're turning your right toes to the right side of your yoga mat. You'll probably feel the outside of your right leg light up. And you can either just hold that, so flexed and rotated to the right. You can kind of do a little bit of rotation through your ankle to feel it into the outside of your right leg. From here, go ahead and bend into your right knee. Breathe half pigeon. Walk your right shin across the top of your yoga mat. Gentle flex to your right ankle. Square through your hips. You can stay lifted or you can choose to lower down. We'll take 2 more breaths in our half pigeon. And then if you want to stay longer in this hip opening, feel free to stay in your half pigeon. Otherwise, you're going to press up onto your palms. Tuck your back toes underneath. As you lift your left knee, you're going to draw your right knee into your nose. Push the earth away, right knee to nose. And inhale, 3-legged dog. And exhale, bend your knee, open your hip. Stay or one regular wild thing. Big breath in. And downward facing dog, breath out. Just finding second side, left leg lifts to the sky as you inhale. Option to bend your knee, open your hip. Eventually, you're going to step your left foot forward. As you release your right knee to the ground, it's going to be half splits or full splits. Square through your hips. Keeping in mind also, because it's early in the morning, your range of motion might be less than what you're used to. As you flex your left toes to your face, option to find that rotation through your left thigh bone, so they externally rotate. Turn your left toes to the left. Either hold that there or you can find movement. You're energetically making cow spine, so heart and tailbone to the sky. Take one more breath here. And then we're going to be transitioning into our half pigeon, last shape before, or actually that's not true, we have our wild thing, but almost last shape before we lie into our back bodies. So you walk your left shin across, okay, finding squareness in your hips. Again, you can stay lifted or you can lower down, just here for a couple cycles of breath. Again, moving at the pace that feels right for your body. Feel free to stay here a little bit longer. Otherwise, we're going to lift back into our wild thing, second side, if that's interesting to you. So hands will come in front of your left shin. If you press into your palms and tuck your right toes, bring your left knee to your nose to start. Strong with your belly, and then three-legged dog. Bend your knee, open your hip, option for your wild thing moment. Maybe step your left tippy toes to the earth. Take a big breath in. And on your exhale, downward facing dog release. When you're down dog, just walk your feet to the top of your yoga mat. Bend your knees, have a seat to the earth. Your inhale, flex your feet into the ground, reach your hands to the sky. And exhale, slow and controlled, use your core to lower down to the back of your body. And so you arrive to the earth. Find your way into a butterfly, Supta Baddha Konasana. Soles of your feet together, knees open wide. Option to bring one hand to your belly and one hand to your heart. Just feeling your breath moving throughout your body. We start to inhale to the count of 4 or 5. And exhale to the count of 5 or 6. So continue to breathe in and out, emphasizing your exhale, your out breath. Any lingering tension from your body begin to release away. You can stay here or be reaching down to gather your knees back into your body, knees to chest. Might take a little rock from side to side. Feel free to add in any final movements. And then we'll settle in for a brief Shavasana. As you're ready to release into the earth, let your arms and legs go long. And find whatever shape feels true for you to rest in this morning. Allow your eyes to close. Allow your breath to return to its natural rhythm. No longer holding, controlling, or manipulating the breath in any way. No need to even deepen the breath anymore. Just allow the breath to flow on its own. You feel your mind relaxing. You even imagine your brain releasing tension, softening. Giving yourself these last few minutes of your practice. Giving yourself this opportunity just to rest and be present before you head off into the rest of your day. In this last moment before we start to transition out of our practice and into the practice of everyday yoga, the practice off of our yoga mats, beyond the physical shapes, the asanas. It's recognizing this time that you took to connect to your body and your breath. Acknowledge this gift of stillness and silence that you offered yourself at the end of your practice. Allow some of that peace and that ease to travel with you throughout the rest of your day and week. Reminding yourself that your practice is not just the shapes, the movements, the strength, the flexibility. It's so much more than that. You can either stay exactly as you are, maybe giving yourself some extra time to rest, to relax, or you can start to bring one or both hands to your heart space to close your practice. And as you again feel the beat of your heart and the flow of your breath, you take a moment just to pause in gratitude. I'm grateful for this practice that offers us insight, clarity, connection, and understanding. Grateful for our physical bodies that carry us through each and every day. Grateful for our breath that sustains us and for this community that we can lean on and that supports us, even though we aren't physically together. Grateful for all that this practice offers us in terms of relationships and opportunities and growth. And gratitude, we'll take one breath together. Deep inhale in through your nose. And one more open mouth exhale to release. And may yoga offer us a path to compassion. And may our practices serve as our teachers, our guides in living more authentically and loving more deeply. Thank you so much for being here and taking this time to connect. Namaste.